Hi there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv, Worldwide TV Network, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, and these women are making me laugh. That's why I'm cracking up. And with this, so all the way from Portugal, we got Danielle Martins. You know, who is this doctor from New York? What is her last name? Well, who is she with the great background? What is your name?
I am the CEO, founder, host, and author of the Giggles in My Heart series, Hearts Like Kids, heartslike.com, and you name it, I get to do lots of fun, cool, amazing, awesome things.
So, all right, so here, Dr. Weisse, this is all I want to know. Are you amazing and are you awesome?
What do you think?
That's all I wanted to know. Okay, we're done.
I'm done. No more needs to be said. After all, anybody who can rock this t-shirt's gotta be all right.
All right, so Danielle, did you and Hasmark put her up to this? Did you guys help her create this stuff or did she come up with it? That's what I want to know.
It was a collaborative work, you know, very collaborative. She's very imaginative. She's very creative, you know. I told her this. She looks like the mind of Walt Disney, you know. All the magic is there.
All right, so Dr. Magical Weisse, let's talk about this. How did you start this book? Because if your book, and I haven't read it yet, if your book is as amazing as I think that you are with the background that you've created, then I need to read this book. And so I can't read everybody's book, first of all, because I don't have the time. I got a lot of movies to watch, but I read your book that says something.
You need to read my book because my book teaches you and kids and everybody who reads it the importance of how to look at your emotions, how to deal with them, and how to then take the negative and turn it into positive. Use your thoughts, use your feelings, and change your life. So my book teaches, it has this little COVID monster. It was really a book that I wrote for my granddaughter because she was very afraid of COVID. She was afraid that her Dr. Grammy was going to get COVID because I work in New York City. Yeah. I take care of COVID patients. I was at the epicenter of the COVID epidemic and I saw so much COVID and, you know, had such an amazing opportunity to make a difference in the lives of the people I took care of. And as a result of that, I wanted to write a book. I saw in the beginning, you weren't allowed, the family was not allowed to come into the hospital, even when their loved ones were dying. And so it was us, it was the staff, it was the physicians, the nurses. We were there that had to be there for the final goodbye. We held up our cell phone and we FaceTime with the family for that final goodbye. And oh my goodness, that was such an honor, such a heartwarming, it was amazing to be entrusted to be that person that helped the family members say goodbye as their loved ones transitioned and left this world. And as a result of that, I said to myself, there has to be a way for me to share not only with my patients, but with the kids, with everybody that's affected by COVID in a fun, uplifting, lighthearted way, and to teach them that it's important to remember what is really important in their life, and that is to take care of each other, to be kind, to show gratitude, to say thank you, to do those random acts of kindness. And I've written 7 books, but you see 3 of them here, and the rest of them are still being published. but each book deals with one of those subjects. The first one was fear. The gift deals with giving of yourself, being of service. And it teaches kids on a kid's level, a preschool level, a first, second, third grade level, how to do that. And it's just been such a fun and amazing journey, because as a result of that, I actually started a kids story time. The kids are out of school right now, and some kids are fortunate enough to be in school, but most of the kids are out of school right now. And they need things that are positive, things that they can do. And mom and dad need a break too. I mean, really, mom and dad are trying to homeschool. They're trying to keep the family going. They're trying to keep the job, and they need a break. So I started Hearts Like Kids story time, and I bring to the kids twice a week a story that teaches all of these types of things. Like one of my authors wrote a book called It's Brave to Cry. Another one wrote a book called The Best of Me. And they're such such delightful people to bring on, and I interview them and I get them to tell their story, and then they read their book to the kids. And I have a couple of puppets that I created that are based on my books. Hello, how are you? Hi. Well, I have never met you before. What is your name? And that type of stuff.
Amazing.
So you are amazing. You really are awesome. I knew you were. So here's what I've known about you for a while, because I've been paying attention, obviously, with a lot of the hospitals, what's been going on there. I have a lot of friends there, first of all. But I always wanted to know what's going on. And I would love, if you wouldn't mind sending me one of your shirts. I'd love to wear one of your shirts on our live Tuesday shows.
Oh, you got to have this one, the no COVID. This one is such an awesome shirt. This one's pretty cool too. This is, this is my grandkids' favorite shirt.
Wow.
It's got the big old COVID monster. Now on mine, that same monster is, got the no COVID allowed sign on it.
No, I like that. So when did you come up with that? Let me ask you that. When did you come up with that?
So these are actually, everything here that you see are actually from my books. They are the characters in my books and from the designs that are in my books. So these were all created based upon my books. Did we just get dark?
You did.
A little bit.
It might be your power or whatever. But hey, again, you're in New York. Anything could happen.
Then we brighten back up again.
But let me tell you this. The reason why I want that, because when I go to St. Jude's Hospital in Tennessee, where we do some of our shows, we have 4 million plus views a day out of there. I want to be able to help hand some of those out. Like
awesome.
Again, I'm a sucker for kids. I don't have kids of my own. I've never been married. My job is to take care of all my friends' kids, tire them out, and that they have a good time. That's my job, and I leave them happy. And then they start calling me Uncle Brian, so I guess I'm a bunch of Uncle Brians to a bunch of kids, which is fine. But what I like to do, I used to always like to give things out to kids and then their parents. So yours is a good idea to do that. I would be honored to wear some of your shirts on our Tuesday night live shows. Again, then that means I got to help promote your book too at that point too, right?
Right, absolutely.
So Danielle was just on our Tuesday show with another one of the other authors. Here's what I like about Hasmark so far. And I found out one of my other friends has been following you guys. I didn't know anything about them because I was dealing with other publishers out of New York, out of Los Angeles. I like this company a lot. I like what I see. I don't care who offers me what money for my future books. I'm gonna go with tell Judy this tomorrow. This should make her happy. But I've been about this. But I really like the authors. I like their positives. I love almost all of them have law of attraction. I like the vibe that they bring. And not a lot of people have that. I love the fact that a lot of them have some of them written their first books during a lockdown. I kept telling a lot of the people in the US, why aren't you writing books? Why aren't you writing screenplays? You got to do something while you got the time. Oh, I'm too busy. No, there's no excuse, right, Danielle? There's no excuse.
No.
Everybody was locked down. This is the time to do stuff. So congratulations on all the stuff you've been doing. But like I said, I knew who you were and I've been waiting to do an interview with you for a long time.
I am so excited about Hasmark, and a huge shout out to Judy. And I call it the Hasmarkian team, the Hasmarkian spaceship, the Hasmarkian amazing people, because we're a family there at Hasmark.
Exactly.
And when you publish a book with them, you become part of their family, and they support you, they help you market it. Danielle was one of the first people that I met, and she did a branding thing for me. She was one of the ones that helped me come up with this amazing background. And everybody there, they really know how to give of themselves and to make all the authors at Hasmark feel welcome, to feel special, to feel important. And I can't say enough amazing things about Hasmark. And Brian, kudos to you for picking up on that culture and picking up on that unusual and sphere where they grow the creators, they provide the environment that allows you to create, and they encourage you and they support you. And it's just been a wonderful place to be and a wonderful family to be a part of.
Oh, so sweet.
We have to thank Danielle for that too, because like I said, I probably have known the name because I see a lot of things that are coming down to feeds and stuff like that. But I was always dealing with all these other publishers that throughout the years, they've been sending me things, but I don't recall getting something from Hasmark, but I might've gotten something that just not paid attention to it because I was dealing with a lot of authors and they would just give me their books, if that makes sense. Now I know who they are. I do really like what they have to offer. And then Danielle, you can go in them being the only ones in the world that have AR, which I really, really like.
And she has AR in her book.
My books all have AR.
Yeah.
Now, I should say a little caveat to that. We put AR in my books back in December. And if you actually look at the AR, I'm still wearing an outfit that looks a lot like a Christmas outfit. I know it's like, I'll be honest with you, the AR in them right now is not the final AR. The final AR is over the top, awesome and amazing, because Hasmark found for me this incredible animator who has taken the characters in my book and animated them and taken my book really and turned it into a mini movie within my book. And in my first book on fear, it starts with this big, huge, this guy under the bed, because kids are afraid of monsters under the bed. So this big monster is huge and big.
I'm afraid of monsters underneath the bed.
Yeah. And he's under the bed. And in my book, I have what I call a giggle wand or a magic wand. And my girl character, whose name is Shay, she uses her thoughts, and it's the wand that basically is the visual representation of her thoughts to create and to attract to her the things that she wants and needs. So she takes her wand, in the animator has her take her wand, and out comes these magical sparkles and stars, and they like go under the bed, and the monster comes flying out of the bed, and he's big and he's huge, and he gets whacked with the sparkles and the thoughts and the positivity that comes from the wand, and he just starts to shrink. And by the end of the animation, he is beat feeding it to the closet, where he dives in the closet and disappears. And it's just like, and she then does this like really fun, happy dance, and you see all of the positive emotions, the joy, the love, the caring, and all that that are swirling around her as she has now gotten rid of her monster underneath the bed.
What I think that I like most about your stories is that you teach children valuable lessons about their self, how to deal with their emotions, right? Because it's not only an entertaining book, but a book which teaches a lot of valuable lessons and create also a lot of beautiful moments in family. Because we are in lockdown, why not pick up a good book which has a good message and read together in family, right?
Absolutely. Yes. That's exactly what I try to do in my books is each book I try to teach a different value and a teacher, teach a different, not only positive, but negative emotions. How one of my books that is just now at the publisher, it's called The Letdown Monster. And this is a time of disappointment, things that didn't happen, birthday parties that didn't happen, weddings that didn't happen, so much disappointment. And so, jobs that were lost. And so in my book, The Letdown Monster, it teaches and shows how and it really is for adults because it is written for kids, but the lessons go deeper. And, a lot of the feedback I've got from the adults of the parents and stuff, they tell me, this book is really much deeper than just what the kids, I got a lot out of the book. I learned a lot from the book. And in the Letdown Monster, it is my hope that not only the kids will get ideas on ways that they can take their disappointment and turn it around, but the adults will also be like, there's maybe something here. So
how long have you been a doctor for? And then how long do you plan to remain a doctor?
I actually went to medical school when I was in my 30s. So, and I've been, I'm going to give away my age here almost. And I have been a doctor for more than 20 years.
The good thing about that is that you're a late bloomer, but you're a late bloomer who's creative, where you can still do, that's why I'm asking the question, because you could still do those many things. And a lot of people think that they when they reach a certain age, that, okay, it's time to go on to the next thing. You're that lucky, and I'm going to call you amazing, that's your new name. That's your new nickname for me. Awesome and amazing. And I never used the word, but you are. And
I love it.
That is because of what you're creating, what you're marketing. You really do come out of the Disney point of brand of the marketing book, because I know these Disney people, and hats off to you. Good job on what you're doing. And you can do
Thank you.
As you want, can't you?
Thank you. Thank you. You are so correct. And I've got to say that to everybody out there. I'm actually officially retirement age. I actually officially can collect Social Security. And life begins when it's time to retire for me. I'm starting this whole new career, this whole new venture. I've become an author, a creator, an innovator, a storyteller, and I still am the physician, the caregiver, and I still work full-time as a physician in the ER. I go to work not every night, thank goodness. I work nights, I only work nights, and I am passionate about what I do, and I don't see myself stopping that anytime soon. But I love also this other outlet that I've discovered and this other venture that I've now, embarked upon.
Well, the other thing about that is that you've now entered the world of marketing, the world of media. I wouldn't be surprised if you've already started your new podcast, radio, TV show, because that's next for you as your doctor. And I've seen my friends do this. So if they can do it, why not? And you're much more creative than a lot of them. And I tell them, you got a lot to learn. And I tell them, because I'm very open and honest, you're already on the right track. And again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. I would love to, and it has really grown from a couple of books and I wrote my first book less than a year ago, actually. So I've only been at this my first book was launched in November. So this has all really grown since within the last maybe 5 months. And I can very much see myself, moving to the next step of a TV show, a kids show, something like that. And I would, you know, I'm open to possibilities. I love the unknown. I love the possibilities that the unknown bring. And I'm always open to a new opportunity, a new possibility, a new way to look at things. But I think more importantly, I'm really open to a new way to think about how I can be of service, how I can help others, how I can help kids. I mean, my motto for my Hearts Like Kids story time is Hearts Like Kids, where kids shine bright. And it's my goal, it's my passion to help kids shine bright, to help kids, to empower kids, and to help them find a way to navigate these waters that we find ourselves in as a country, as a nation, and as a world.
So you mean I have to talk to you for the next 23 years?
Maybe more.
I say 23 because I started my countdown 33 years. Now I'm down to 23 years. So I said, I'm going to do this for another 23 more years. But I'm still happy. I mean, and Danielle's funny. That doesn't mean it's not a lot of work, but it is fun because I get a chance to meet people like you. And that's what makes it worth, you know, especially when you're grinding out these shows every day and you're doing so much behind the scenes because what you've done with your books, with your background, with your shirts, that's all part of the whole brand, which goes back into her territory, what Danielle does.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It takes, you know, I do probably it's about usually a 10 to 15 minute story time show 3 times a week. And for that 10 to 15 minute show, as you know, Brian, it takes I'm a one woman show here, basically. So I have to edit it. I have to, you know, put together the promos for it. I do the puppets. I have a great time.
Yeah.
I have a blast.
But I think that it's good because it gives balance to your life, right? Because you are an AI doctor, but on the other side, you have this escape to allow your creativity to fly away and free. I don't know. I think that it gives balance to our lives, not just focusing one thing. This is when our minds, like a workshop for our minds to get creative, to fly away a little bit from the problems, from the you know. Do you agree with that? I think that it's good for us to have balance in life.
It's all about balance, you know. If you don't have balance, you become lopsided, you know.
Exactly.
You have to balance, and if you have to be creative, you have to be contemplative. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but part of what I do is I get up at 4 o'clock every morning and I spend the first 2 hours of my day meditating. So I go inward for at least 2 hours. I set aside 2 hours every day to meditate, to go inward, to connect with that power within, that power of creativity, that power of contemplation, of mindfulness. And, you know, I really, part of the reason I am the way I am is because that's how I begin my day.
Exactly. You take care of yourself, then you have more to give to the world.
I saw you raise your hand there, Brian. You're a 4 a.m. riser as well.
I'm on East Coast time.
There you go.
I'm on East Coast time and I'm on the West Coast, and so I'll chat, you know, between 2 and 5 in the morning with Danielle occasionally on what's. I'm talking to Australia, I'm talking to New Zealand, all of this because we have to. And you know, so even when I'm in bed, I'm laying down, I'm meditating when I can get it in, and I'm visualizing what I need to get done because that's how I get my energy. And I could do that because I'm not married and I don't have any kids and I'm in the world of entertainment. There's not another person like me because they're not out there and they're all dragging and they're all woe is me. And I could say, and you know what? If you want to complain about stuff, why don't you take the next trip to the hospital? Why don't you see what that's like? then come back and tell me if you are nagging and complaining. Let's see about that. So I challenge my friends to do stuff, because if you don't challenge them, how are you going to be better, right? If you can do all of this stuff, come on, there's no excuses.
And I have an idea. Why don't you, your next book for kids, don't you teach them how to prime themselves in the morning so they can spend the day with higher energies?
I would definitely. That's a great idea.
When's the next 2 books coming out? Do you know?
So it will depend upon how quickly I can get the AR into them. They're actually done, ready to be published. They're actually done, ready to be launched. But I've made the decision to wait until I have the AR first in these 3 books, and then I'll put the AR in those 2 books. Now that we've got it geared up, and now that we have the animator and we have her working on it, it looks like it's going to take about 2 months per book. So I've got 2 more books now. I would say probably, I'm hoping 6 months from now, I'll get the next one out.
Okay, so Danielle, I already know my date for her already. So here's, and I kind of knew this morning as I was visualizing things, but you confirmed what I already knew. So it's going to be the 2nd week that I do an interview for you on a Tuesday, because it's going to be geared, but by the time those other 2 books are done. So how did I know that before you told me? I don't know, but I did. So that makes it perfect, because also you work at nights. So you can tell your boss that I'm giving you a Tuesday night off, because you have to come on Movie Reviews and More on a Tuesday night on that date, okay?
It is a date. Now I can say I have a date with Brian Sebastian.
Well, yes, and a couple of the other girls too.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you why that's important, because you have so much to offer to the world of entertainment. I'm not seeing anything like this out there yet. That doesn't mean it's not there, but you're first out the gate, and that's really, really important. It's just like having that blockbuster film. You've got the date already. It's already done. We know we're going to do we're going to do with the interviews with the star, meeting you and your book and the merchandise. That's important, because that's how everything is done.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I'm actually having some official puppets made. The little unicorn puppet that you saw was a puppet that I threw together because I wanted a puppet that I could use on my story time. This is the other one that I threw together. Wow. But I'm actually having the ones that are created that look like my characters. And I will be doing stuffies, and I have a lot more characters that I'll be launching in my future books. I have some beautiful unicorns. One of them is this amazing pink unicorn with wings of light, and her name is Kindness. And she teaches about being kind and the lessons of kindness and why kindness is important, and why and how we can be kind. And she brings to it a little different and fun twist. So that book is going to be book number 5.
Wow. She's unstoppable.
Congratulations. Good.
Thank you.
And let me ask you this. In the middle of when you were writing, when did you find the time to write? And then when you get a chance, if you get a chance, do you watch any movies at all?
Do I watch any movies? You know, I recently watched a movie that I absolutely adored, and it was Soul.
Soul's a great movie. No wonder
I love that movie.
You got the idea from Pixar, Soul, didn't you? You.
I love that movie. Oh my gosh. The other movie that I love that I watched recently was Hamilton.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So those are probably the 2 most recent watches, and both of which, what I try to do is I try to pick a movie that that a lot of people that I know have already watched. So I let them be my critic, I let them be my not critics, but people that tell me why they like the movie. And then when I get enough people saying, you got to watch it, you got to watch it, you got to watch it. And the reason they're telling me to watch it is for the right reasons. which are positive and uplifting reasons, then I'll go and I'll watch the movies. That's how I choose the movies.
The other thing is now you know me. All you have to do is call me now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's the other thing. When
I'll
you,
put you on speed dial.
I don't care.
Wait a minute. We don't have speed dial anymore.
Well, we do, but you don't know I got that technology yet. So here's the thing. Here's the other thing I'd like to do for you, and this also gives you enough time. I'd like to have you come when you can. When's the last time you came to Los Angeles?
I have a sister that lives in Los Angeles.
Where?
And she lives outside of Los Angeles. What is the name of the city? Loma Linda area, actually.
Okay, so she's down more Orange County area. Okay, so this is
right.
What
Yep.
So here, Danielle. So Danielle's become our booker too. When you schedule your trip to Los Angeles, you're going to come in on probably a Monday. We're going to do a Tuesday show out of our in studio one too. I'm going to do a TV interview with you. So Danielle already knows this part. See, I'm already scheduling stuff for you. So so you can't.
Works for me.
Huh?
It works for me.
Oh no, it is going to work for you. This is going to be fun. So you're going to do the TV downstairs in our downstairs room, which is a beautiful room. It's going to be sort of like your background. I'll take your background and use that. And then it's going to be with me and two of the other girls, because you're going to meet them sometime within the next month, let's see, on another Zoom interview like this. So I'm already setting up your in-studio show, because you're Hollywood in a way. You're already ready.
I'm ready. Absolutely. Tell me when. I'll be there.
I already know the date. I already know.
Great. Put me on, put it, send it through that speed dial portal and let me know.
So here's the other thing.
I've got a date.
You don't know who I'm going to put on the show with you. This is going to be a nice surprise for you.
This will be awesome.
Yeah. No,
I just
all I got to do is
you
make
said
2 phone
that.
calls. I just got to make 2 phone calls, and I'm going to say, sure, Brian, I'll be there. Just 2.
When you said that, you don't know who I'm going to put on the show with you. I got to tell you, I got goosebumps from head to toe. And that is my awesome meter.
Yes. So give your social media links for everybody.
Pardon?
Give you social media links.
Oh, social media links. So Facebook, I am Joanette Weisse, author. And Instagram, I am Joanette Weisse. And let's see, what else? LinkedIn, Dr. Joanette Weisse. And then my websites are heartslight.com, heartslightkids.com. And YouTube is Hearts Like Kids.
All right. So with that, and you'll really, really like this. This is how I sign up with everything. So Danielle, I think you want to be on. Danielle, give your social media links real quick.
Okay, daniellemartins.com, Facebook, Danielle Martins, Danielle Martins Official on Instagram, Real Dan Martins, because I don't have a very unique name, you know, on Twitter. I'm in Clubhouse, Danielle Martins. I am LinkedIn, Danielle Martins everywhere, and also at hasmark.com, hasmarkpublishing.com.
So with that, I have to always say this. If you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours, because the world needs it. And Joanette, you really can relate to that, can't you, of what you do?
I can totally relate to that. It's all about the smile. It's all about the kindness. And it's all about just sharing the best part of you wherever you go, wherever you show up. And people respond to that. And you will find out that your life is so much better and happier when you do that.
And with that, I'm Brian Sebastian. You can go on moviereviewsnmore.com and see what we have coming up, whether it's guests, whether it's future books, everything like that. And we will see you next week.